What you long for speaks of who you are. Everything that we have been aiming for in this life is just a reflection of a deeper longing. It boils down to love, whether it is a desire for power, wealth, fame, relationships. The reason ultimately is love. Jesus went straight to the solution by saying that the kingdom of God is within. God is love. So the way to go is within. Este magatiempo, el sitwasyon ta invita ka naton. Entra ya. Come home. We are invited into the kingdom. People are tired. You have accumulated so much from life. You are heavily laden by the past. Scripture says, take up your cross, meaning, look at this burden. Take responsibility, for it is yours. Western Christianity says that Jesus has already done that for you, while the major Eastern religions say that you need to do it for you. These views have separated peoples for centuries, yet in practice, there should be no conflict. If we apply these views together, it means that it is time to do the work, the inner work, in order to remove our deeply rooted burdens so we can be free to experience true love. All that we need to do is to submit ourselves, because by doing so, we are assured of divine guidance all the way. Therefore, salvation is guaranteed. Just submit. It was done by Jesus and many other ancient inspirers of religion, and so can we. Hi, I'm Pilma, a writer, poet, organizational psychologist, and change coach. Today, I talk about inner work as the ultimate healing and care. While we celebrate Mother's Day, the mirror of feminine in the human being, the nurturer, healer, and the hidden power of society. We are in the second wave of the pandemic. As they say, when life gives you lemons, make a lemonade. If you look around, nature itself has been making its lemonade through all this. The time and space that COVID-19 has created is allowing Earth to renew itself. The problem about gas emission and climate crisis is solving itself. The same it can be for human beings. If we look at the sour elements of this time, fear, separation from others, flexible time, they provide the perfect scenario for inner work. It will produce a lemonade that is as refreshing and healthy as anything you can ever do for yourself and the world. In the process, you won't feel the restlessness nor the need to go outside and look for distraction or affirmation. Your focus is on something much more interesting, and it requires your commitment. We have been working for wealth all our life. The opportunity to create real wealth is here. That is through inner work, to each our own pace, while we give what we can. Humanity will rise again, renewed. What is inner work? Is it about traditions, religious traditions? Is it about memorized prayers? Is it about sacraments? These are external signs. Inner work is about freeing the soul, ultimately. Isn't the soul free when we die? Why wait for death? What's the use of true freedom when you do not have a body to experience it? Inner work requires peeling out the layers of the shackles or chains from the mind and the body. We might say it cannot be done. Well, that's where divine guidance comes in. all the fights for freedom in the outside, human rights, women's rights, gay rights, etc. This fight is just a manifestation of the quest for inner freedom, meaning you want to think and feel this freedom. Until we have it inside, we can't fully experience it outside. Everything stays on paper as laws or what you call rights. The real experience is in the mind and our feelings. From this state, we know what freedom is, and you don't have to fight for it. You just live free. Thus, inner work is the ultimate mission. So how do you do the inner work? Do we need money for this? No. All you need is you. Painful experiences, your present situation, your community, and the internet. Inner work can be likened into a house plant in a pot. Imagine your personality as a pot. Inside it are trash, that is, your negative thoughts, and let's say murky water, your negative feelings, lots of them, and a dying plant. That's the very soul that is burdened by the trash and murky water. There's too much emotion. Overwatered plant will die. So for the dying plant to survive and flourish, you need to repot. Cut the rotten roots, the dead branches, then replant it and put it on a shady area. It will survive and become healthy again. And that's what's happening when you are doing these 8 things. Number 1 is personal spirituality. Personal spirituality is a direct, continuing conversation with the divine. Start from where you are. Could be your religion, the occult, or science. So the divine you may refer to as God, Spirit, Universe, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah. Start from where you are. Your soul seeks this connection. That's why through it you feel centered, you feel calm. When you are in prayer, so use prayers that are meaningful to you. It could be formulated or it could just be a conversation, honest conversation, or a moments of silence. It could be verses in the Bible. With a practicing spirituality, you become open to God's providence, which is essential in inner work. Number 2 is to heal the inner child. A lot of people are so deep into spirituality, but have not gone into healing the inner child. So the feeling of brokenness is still there. All our present wounds can be traced back to a childhood wound. We are constantly led back to the scene of the crime. Could be a person, a smell, a conversation, an incident. So there's that familiar, unwanted feeling in that you felt in childhood. You feel unsafe again. To heal the inner child is to unite with your child self in order for it to feel safe with you as an adult. So when it is united with you, you feel the joy of the child. The child is free and therefore it's back. You share that sense of joy, and this is a very strong positive energy. So you bring it back into your life. You need this energy to fuel your inner work and to dream again, regardless of your age. Number 3 is shadow work. This is about learning from the lessons of painful experiences and releasing the pain, therefore the negative energy. How do we shadow work? It's simple, although it's difficult to do, because here you recognize whatever it is that you're feeling. A lot of people are afraid, or it's hard to admit it. Like, you feel hatred, you feel anger, you feel jealousy, you feel envy. These are things that are hard to admit, because, well, you might say, oh no, how could I'm this, I'm that. You have this perception of yourself, and yet you're feeling that way. Well, that's why this is inner work. It's between you and God. So admit it, point it out, name the feeling, so that you can ask why it is there. You can learn the lesson from it. And when you have the lesson, release it, offer it to God, offer it to Spirit. Why is shadow work important? It is to empty the mind of negative memories, destructive ideas, to rest your heart. Number 4 is self-love and affirmation. When you love you, you are loving God. And you feel good. And you're able to hold and multiply positive energy. When you love you, you love your body. Would a father give his child stone when it is hungry? No, right? You feed it with healthy food. The body is God's temple. So what are you doing with your body? When you love yourself, you love your mind. Affirmation statements help in filling your mind with new inspired positive ideas, because what you think you create. You think it by worrying or fearing it. So you create negative experiences. You think it by desiring or planning it. That's why affirmation statements can be helpful. When you love you, you love your soul, basically. And soul is God's Spirit. By doing meditation, it is the fastest and simplest way to be one with your soul. When mind, body, and soul are one, you feel whole. Number 5 is to dream again. It does not matter your age. Especially when you are in a state of wholeness, it is the best time to imagine what your life will be for, let's say, the next 50 years or however long you would like to live. In the past, I used the vision board, and recently I used drawings. Not that I am very good at drawings, but I use that. The inspiring images create instant positive feelings, and by looking at them, they give different insights at different times. Recently also, I created what I call a feeling-based life plan. So instead of goals about situations, I started with my new self, my new perspective of myself. And then I went on to identifying the feelings that I prefer to have in various areas of my life. And then from there, I imagine the circumstances that these feelings are manifested and multiplied. So it's the other way around. Feelings first, and then the circumstances. Instead of circumstances first that I imagine will create the feelings I have. So dream again. Number 6 is to set your boundaries. Why is this important? Our energy gets entangled with others. So it is important to stay in your own energy. These boundaries may be physical, digital, mental, or spiritual. When you say physical, you can physically withdraw from others, be alone, and stop feasting on other people's lives and create a pleasing space for yourself. You don't have to have a huge house. You may have a simple, tiny home or a room. Arrange it, clean it in such a way that you like being there, staying there. You like what you see. The digital boundary could be your account settings in your social media, or you could disconnect from time to time. And there's that mental boundary. When Jesus said, "Get away from me, Satan," that's the mental boundary, shifting your negative thoughts or doing shadow work. Spiritual boundary is when you pray for protection, divine protection. Number 7 is to release draining ties and relationships. This could be fake friends, karmic partners, destructive family members. Why is that important? It is to give space for your true friends, your true family, true partners to come into your life. Finally, number 8 is to do what you love and commit to it. Your talent is an expression of the core of you. Commit to it until it flows naturally. There will be people who will benefit from it. And you will see that your yoke becomes easy and your burden light. Life is much, much better. I will end with a thought on spiritual love. This is a part of an ebook I self-published on Amazon.com in 2020. It says, "Spiritual love is the source of everything. The world go round, not minding that it is created and held together by it. A love that is known only by our longing, a thirst that we strive to quench with relationships, knowledge, and possessions, perpetually searching for more. We see others sinking themselves in the spirit of liquor, drugs, and excesses to forget the pain and survive the day. It is the mind not seeing the unseen. Yet in scriptures we read, 'How many times I wanted to put my arms around all your people, just as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you would not let me.' This is the compassion of spiritual love, always present because it is in us. We are made of it. It is the reason that love makes the world go round. It is the reason that happiness starts within."